In this video, I'm going to be talking about what size Moldavite you should buy and the different personalities of Moldavite. Why? Well, when I first got Moldavite, it stumbled into my life on accident, in the sense that I was unaware of the power of Moldavite, even more so the power of crystals. I bought this first piece online because I thought that it looked cool. I just wanted a necklace that looked cool, and once I had that necklace and I started feeling that power, baby, I was like, whoa. And then I started looking into it more, and I found myself even more so drawn to the power of Moldavite. And suddenly I wanted to be pulling it into my life and bringing in all of these different pieces, and I found myself wondering, is there a difference in size? Because Moldavite is expensive. Is there a difference in shape? Is there a difference in the region that it's coming from, the Czech Republic? So, in this video, I'm going to wrap it up into a nice little package for you because Moldavite is so awesome. I want everyone who wants to have it, and hopefully this video can help make that more of a easy reality for you. So, I'm just going to hop right into it. Number one. Moldavite has a general theme to it. Amongst all the pieces that I've brought into my life, they all have this overarching effect. What is that effect? Well, it stems from a growing intuition. That is what Moldavite does for me. This is my experience here. It's this growing intuition inside of you, and that intuition kind of builds itself in feeling kind of uncomfortable and sick when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, and feeling totally blissed out when you're on the right path. Now, I'm adding those quotes because this is subjective experience, of course, but for me, the overarching theme of Moldavite is this increased intuition within yourself. It's the ability to hear your real higher self voice. It's the ability to separate from the ego that you navigate life with and connect with this higher being that you really are. That is the general theme that Moldavite has given to me. So that is a whole video in of itself, and if you're interested more in that video, go ahead and go check that out. That is my video on the power of Moldavite. So now that I've kind of explained that overarching theme that Moldavite has, I'm going to go ahead and hop right into number two. Now, number two is that, yes, it has that overarching theme, but now that I've brought these different pieces into my life, I feel that it is this unique intelligence and entity amongst each piece, and they almost have kind of a different personality. The overarching theme of the growing intuition is always there, like I said, but each piece kind of brings out that intuition in maybe a slightly different way. So that's what I'm going to explain here, and I'm going to use my own pieces as examples because that's just going to make this easier. So my first piece. This was my first piece, and what I noticed with this one that is just bled through to every time I'm interacting with it and working with it is that this piece really, really, really likes to bring up uncomfortable feelings within me. I mean, it brings up past traumas, things that I thought I'd moved on from, things that I thought were not a part of me anymore, were revealed to be still there. Things that I didn't actually work through and heal through, but things get brought up that I just kind of buried and decided to build on top of to distract myself from it. This, in my opinion, is one of my most powerful pieces because you have to confront things in the moment that they are. And yes, I might feel really uncomfortable about something that maybe I'd rather distract myself from, but this piece makes it so that I can't. I have to deal with it right then, and that means I don't put it in my bag and carry it as with all my other baggage. I deal with it in that moment, no matter how long that takes to deal with, and then I don't move on anymore. I heal and I grow through it, and I become stronger because of it. This piece is very beautiful for that reason. Now, my second piece. Oh man, This one I never take off because I am just totally flat out in love with it. This is definitely my prized possession. It's why you probably didn't get a great view of it, is because I wire wrapped the bejesus out of it because I refuse to ever lose this. This piece is, when I'm with it, it's like full body euphoria. It's like the air around my skin is coated, my whole body is coated with this electricity, like this euphoric. Oh, it's like when the birds are singing and you have those spiritual moments and it's like they're singing for you, or the wind blows through your hair, or you're laying on a rock in the sun by a lake and you're just absorbed in it and then nothing else matters. This coats my entire body in that feeling. My higher self up here all of a sudden grabs the reins over my ego Nathan and just starts driving. He just completely takes over. And ego Nathan doesn't have choices anymore. Now, I'm not trying to say it's like a possession, because it's not something external. It's me. It's that deeper intuition. My real self suddenly starts driving. And there's no discussion anymore. There's no ego Nathan walking up to two doors and intellectualizing which door to go through. Ego Nathan just goes through the door, and my real self just knows that that was the door to go through. And because I did. And it's like everything is just happening in the moment. And it's like you're not too far in the past or the future. It's like you're just 100% right here. And it's just the pure universal love and consciousness. Now I'm going to jump into the third piece that I'm going to be giving as an example. So my third piece here, you just got a really nice close-up of my ear. You're welcome. This piece is a shield from people trying to bring me down. I literally can see in my mind's eye this energy stemming from here and just kind of forming around me. It's like an outer shell. Someone could say, like, let's just use this as an example, say like a diss to me or something, or that collective consciousness. You can feel it coming at you, and it's like these are just like, bump, nope, nope. I know that sounds crazy, but that's what these do for me. They help me to focus on my energy and allow me the time to build it to a higher level where soon I won't need this tool anymore. I'll still wear them because I love them, and I'll always have Moldavite because it's a huge passion, and I just think it's great. But ultimately, I'm raising my vibration to a higher level where soon I'll be at a place where those things won't affect me regardless. But right now, I'm not at that spot. I'm not at that place on the scale of consciousness. And that's why these are really powerful and profound for me, because I was having a hard time, and then boom, I got these earrings, and it's like I could literally feel it. And I could see that energy working and manifesting itself. And the reason that I know that that's what these pieces are doing is that Moldavite is so powerful. The energy is so incredible and vast that it's like you can't not notice these changes. Now, when you first get your first Moldavite piece, maybe what you'll feel, again, watch my other video on the power of Moldavite and how it affects you, but mostly what you'll feel is just this kind of uncomfortable, spaced out detachment feeling at first. But if this is Moldavite up here and this is you here, as you're wearing your Moldavite, your vibration will start to raise to it, and as it raises, you'll start to become more attuned to it, and you'll start to intuitively feel these things. Now, I've been working with Moldavite for a bit now, and I'm very passionate about it, and I think about it a lot in my free time, and I work with it in very powerful ways. So I am attuned to it. I'm connected to my pieces. I know what they're doing. And it's not a matter of projecting, oh, this is totally what's coming from this piece. You just feel it. You just know. And you'll understand if you already are working with Moldavite, or once you get your piece, you'll feel what I'm saying. So that's how I know about that. I'm going to go ahead and move on to number 3. And I'm going to start number 3 with a question. Does the size of your Moldavite matter? So I just explained the 3 different personalities of the 3 pieces that I'm demonstrating in this video. And the reason I did that is to show you how it can differ. Now, that's just 3 pieces. And I haven't worked with every single piece out there. The fact that these 3 pieces that I have such a differing effect blows my mind and makes me really excited to bring more Moldavite into my life to work with, because it's like they all have this kind of different personality and a different kind of message, if you will, that they're trying to share with you. And I just think that that's so cool. So then you get to, does size matter? Because this is the biggest one that I have, and this is the one that I already expressed how much I love it. Is that because of the size? Size doesn't matter in the sense of every single Moldavite has the same kind of power. So even the smallest piece, this little tiny earring, you will feel that power. You will notice it there. Once, I said, like, you attune to it, you will be able to connect with what is happening, and you will know how to work with it, and you will know what it is doing with you. As you're attuning to it and you're working through these things and you're using it like the most like profound vehicle tool that it is, once you do that, you will know. You will just know. And so in that sense, the size doesn't matter. Now, where does size come into play? This piece I'm going to use as the example because it's my big, huge papa piece. The way that I feel that the size comes into play here isn't in the sense of being able to sense the power or having the power affect you. It's how far does that power spread? That's how I feel about it. It's basically how much does the power overtake you. So where a smaller piece like this, I can intuitively feel what's happening with it and what it's trying to show me, and I can feel all those things that it's bringing up. I'm able to intellectualize it and to like kind of make those choices of putting the piece away and still thinking about those things and working through it, or keeping the piece on me and having more things coming up and working through it. And it's like, it's almost like with a smaller piece, you feel the power in the same way, but it's like you are able to feel it in the way that you have a choice, where you can think about it. A bigger piece, it feels less like an intellectualization. It's like it's a way more overtaking power. You don't really think about what it's doing and choose to do what it wants you to do. It's more so like you kind of don't have a choice, like you just do it, like you just are it. Hopefully I said that in a way that might make sense. I'm trying. I'm trying my best here, guys. So that being said, does size matter? Yes and no. But something I do want to say is, if you're going to get your first piece, if you haven't worked with Moldavite before, please, please, please start small. Start small, because the power, like I said, is the same in each piece in terms of being able to feel it and work with it. But having such a large piece that completely overtakes you, it can be scary at first. And like I've already kind of talked about and shown, when it's up here and you're raising to it, when you have such a huge piece with such power, the raise is much quicker. And while that might sound like something you want, like, yeah, why would I want to take time? I just want to be that now. I want to get my piece and be a different person tomorrow. While that might sound invigorating or exciting to you, my first piece really turned my life upside down, and it's a smaller piece. I only got a bigger piece once I felt that my vibration had raised to that of this one, and I understood my Moldavite. I could feel it, and I had made those changes to incorporate it. And then I moved to my next piece, and this piece has just blown my life up. But it doesn't feel like a mess, because like I said, this piece is more like an electric euphoria of this is just who I am now. But I look back, and if instead of getting this piece, I got this piece, I mean, everything would have fallen apart. I would have quit my job the first day of wearing this. You know, I would have ended all these relationships of my life. I would have thrown all my old clothes out and started new. I would be on the road hoofing it the day that I got this. And can you imagine the kind of insanity that might bring to your life if you didn't have time to grow with it? If something like that just overtakes you, it may feel more possessing than as a tool to work with. That's just my 2 cents there. That's like kind of my way of intellectualizing it. I don't know, because I didn't start with a bigger piece. I didn't. But I do feel that I would not have been ready for this one. I feel like I probably would have gone a little bit crazy if I was working with this, and all of a sudden there's just this euphoric electricity, and all of a sudden I'm this completely different person making different decisions, rather than having a smaller piece where this one just so happened to be the one that brought stuff up and made me have to kind of confront things first before taking that next step. So that's how I feel about that. That's my feel on the size of a Moldavite piece. Number 4 is getting into, when you're picking your piece, how do you know what to go for? I did just talk about size, so maybe you're gonna trust me on that and say I'm gonna start with a smaller piece. But are you gonna get one of the ones that's got the spikes on it? You know, are you gonna get more of a rounded stone type piece? Are you gonna get a flat cut piece like this? Are you gonna wear it as a necklace? Or are you going to meditate with it? Are you gonna sleep with it under your pillow? These are all questions you might be asking yourself. Don't overthink it. I haven't noticed, between all the pieces that I've brought into my life, and I've got more on the way right now, I haven't noticed any connections in terms of the spiky ones have this feeling and personality, and the rounded ones have this kind of personality, and if it's over 2 inches in length, it's gonna have this effect. I haven't noticed anything like that. I'm not saying that that's not a possibility. I just haven't noticed that myself. It just kind of seems random, to be honest with you. And so the best way that I believe that you should choose your piece is with your intuition inside you, because that's what Moldavite's going to work with you on, is your intuition. So using that intuition to, in the beginning, to try and channel that is just a beautiful way to just kind of process bringing it in the first place. So when you're picking your first piece, or pieces after that, just pick the one that you feel drawn to. It could be, you could be scrolling through these different pictures, or maybe you're lucky enough to have a shop that's near you and you can go check them out. Get whatever piece you're drawn to. That's all I could say, and it's the best thing I could say, because your higher self already knows kind of the future of you working with that piece. Your higher self knows which piece is the right piece for you to work with right now. So don't go on there and look at all these pieces and write out all these measurements and make all these estimations. Just scroll through. You might see a piece that's like, oh, that one's kind of cool, and you keep going and keep going, and you see all these other really awesome pieces, but for some reason you can't let go of that one you saw earlier in your scrolling, and you keep going back to it, and it's almost like you can feel that you already have that piece. That's the piece for you. I'm telling you right now. I can't tell you what personality it's going to have. I can't tell you how that piece is going to interact with who you are and what kind of tool it's going to be for you to use. But I can tell you that it's the right piece for you if you intuitively choose which one feels right. It'll just feel right. So thanks so much for watching another video, guys. Please feel free to check out my others. There's a lot of other people that have really great videos on Moldavite too. So just search around. This is definitely a passion of mine, and I'm just hoping that maybe the right person, if just one person clicks on one of these videos and it inspires them to get Moldavite and they experience the kind of transformation that I have, that's just magic right there. So thank you for watching and being a part of this. If you like this video, go ahead and like it. If you disliked it, please dislike it. I know that sounds weird, but the number one thing that I've learned from my working with Moldavite is do what feels right. Stop being passive in your life. Stop sitting back and kicking back and just letting autopilot drive you. When you feel something, do something about it, because we live in a 3-dimensional reality where you take action to manifest. So, connecting heart and mind and the universe around us, push the dislike button, push the like button. I don't know. That's just a microcosm example there. Take it into your whole life too, but thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.